When the Republic of China, Taiwan, commemorated its 112th National Day, 9th October, in St. Kitts and Nevis, it was an occasion that highlighted the solidarity between the two countries. Resident Ambassador Michael Lynn highlighted the 40 years of diplomatic relations of mutual concern and interest with the expectation of a brighter future.
It was exactly 40 years ago, on this very date, that our two nations forged diplomatic ties. St. Kitts and Nevis had just gained its independence 3 weeks prior, and Taiwan was honored to be the first nation to recognize this significant milestone. Since that momentous day, our friendships has grown stronger with each passing year. We have collaborated on a wide array of initiatives, encompassing food security, healthcare, education, ICT, women's empowerment, climate resilience, and sustainable development. These collaborations have not only benefited our people, but also stood as a testament to our unwavering commitment to one another.
St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Terence Chu congratulated the government and people of the Republic of China and Taiwan on the occasion of their 112th National Day and commented on the resolution of support for the ROC made in the National Assembly of St. Kitts and Nevis.
I'm honored to be here this evening representing the government and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis as we extend our warmest congratulations to the government and the people of Taiwan on the occasion of their 112th National Day. We will get there soon. The Republic of China, Taiwan was the first country to establish diplomatic ties, as was said. These relations with the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis immediately following our independence on September 19, 1983. 40 years later, our commitment and unwavering solidarity with Taiwan have never been stronger. We demonstrated this commitment in April this year by moving a resolution in our National Assembly in support of Taiwan's rightful inclusion on the international stage, a resolution that was unanimously adopted. And this means both the government side and the opposition side were united on this resolution.
In Taiwan's capital, Taipei, the National Day Parade was a featured attraction of the celebration as St. Kitts and Nevis applauded the government and people on the achievement of this milestone. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
The police are currently investigating a fatal shooting incident that occurred on October 10th at Craddock Road, Nevis. According to a press release from the police, having received reports of gunshots being heard in the area, police responded to the scene and found 37-year-old Ibel Tyson of Low Street, Nevis, seated motionless in his car. Preliminary investigations indicate that Mr. Tyson was accosted by armed assailants and shot multiple times while driving down Craddock Road around 8 a.m. Mr. Tyson's subsequent loss of vehicular control caused him to collide with a tree on the side of the road, bringing his vehicle to a stop. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The crime scene unit of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force examined the scene and collected items of evidential value. Among these items are 1 firearm and 1 magazine containing 10 rounds of 9mm ammunition. The Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force in the release reiterates the appeal to those who may have information about this and other criminal matters to contact the nearest police station or call the Crime Stoppers hotline at 707. The police force conveyed condolences to those who have been negatively impacted by this incident. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline. St. Kitts Nevis shoppers, now you can order from China and have your items delivered to you here in St. Kitts Nevis. Introducing Channel Links, a shipping and logistics company from St. Martin that is making your ordering from China dreams come true. Channel Links imports top goods and items for vehicles, accessories, consumer electronics, cosmetics, furniture, toys, house supplies, and much more. Ship your items to a Chinese address, and Channel Links will take care of the rest to ship your products to St. Kitts. If you wish to get your items much faster, Channel Links also offers air freight services. So shop on Alibaba, AliExpress, and other Asian shopping sites. Get low affordable prices and get your items shipped to you. Call or WhatsApp Channel Links in St. Martin at 1-721-554-4802, 580-0171, 580-0065, or 580-4834. Or you can email them at contact_us@channel-links.com. Channel Links, your shipping solution.
It's beautiful. He took one look at you and the angels started singing.
Another wonderful day.
What would you say about staying here for a few months or like a year, just so that we can be together again and just live and love and laugh and have fun and breathe?
Why are you hiding out on a little Caribbean island, singing in a beach bar?
When I came here, I was at peace, and I never left.
This is the beating heart of Nevis. This is what grounds me, what feeds my soul. It's where I found myself.
I hope your life here will be full of joy. Love this island, my son. She will give you more than you can imagine.
Wednesday, October 11 is International Day of the Girl Child. Minister of Gender Affairs in the Nevis Island Administration, Janelle Nisbet, said this occasion serves as a global reminder of the importance of protecting and promoting the rights of our girls.
We must recognize that girls' rights are human rights, and by protecting them, we pave the way for a brighter future for all. Girls' rights encompass a spectrum of fundamental principles: the right to education, the right to healthcare, the right to safety, the right to express themselves, the right to participate in decision-making, and so much more. We as a society must ensure that these rights are not just words on paper, but the very essence of our collective values and actions. When we invest in girls' rights, we invest in the future of our nation. Girls' leadership is an asset that should be embraced and celebrated. We must recognize that girls have unique qualities, perspectives, and talents that contribute to the development of our island.
Minister Nisbet said the NIA is committed to fostering an environment where girls' rights and leadership are not mere aspirations, but concrete realities.
We have initiated programs to address the specific needs and challenges faced by girls in our society, like the Teen Mothers Program, Baby Think It Over, and others run by the Department of Social Services. These programs aim to enhance girls' well-being, ensuring that they have the resources and opportunities to successfully navigate life's challenges. By investing in these programs, we invest in a stronger, more equitable Nevis. However, our government cannot do this alone. The importance of community involvement cannot be overstated. It is within our communities that the bonds of support are formed, where the mentorship and guidance are given, and where the foundation for girls' well-being is laid. Initiatives like Girls Guides and Girl Brigade remain pillars of our community. I urge parents, families, and community leaders to play an active role in nurturing and protecting our girls. Together, we can create safe spaces where girls can grow, learn, and thrive.
Minister Nisbet said that for Nevis to reach its full potential, we must recognize that girls are not just beneficiaries of our efforts, but active agents of change. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
For the first time, leaders will meet for the Canada CARICOM Summit in Ottawa, Canada, 17 to 19 October, to discuss several matters including regional security, Haiti, trade and investment, climate change issues, and matters relating to sustainable development. In a year when member states of the Caribbean community celebrated the 50th anniversary of the organization, CARICOM leaders will be keen also to explore opportunities when they engage with Canadian business leaders and investors in the Canadian capital, Ottawa. St. Kitts and Nevis' Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, commenting on the upcoming summit, said, quote, "I am honored to participate in the Canada CARICOM Summit, a significant event that reaffirms Canada's commitment to strengthening its relationship with CARICOM member states. In fact, St. Kitts and Nevis has held strong diplomatic ties with Canada since 1983. This summit provides an excellent opportunity to engage in meaningful discussions and collaborations on critical issues such as trade, climate change, and regional stability. I look forward to productive conversations with our CARICOM partners and am optimistic about the positive outcomes that will benefit our nations and the world," end quote. The St. Kitts and Nevis delegation to the summit will include Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Denzel Douglas, His Excellency Larry Vaughan, Ambassador to CARICOM, Foreign Officer Samuel Berridge, and Press Secretary Adelcia Connor-Furlans. The summit will be jointly chaired by CARICOM Chairman Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt and Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Glenn Bart reporting for SKN Newsline.
St. Kitts Nevis shoppers, now you can order from China and have your items delivered to you here in St. Kitts Nevis. Introducing Channel Links, a shipping and logistics company from St. Martin that is making your ordering from China dreams come true. Channel Links imports top goods and items for vehicles, accessories, consumer electronics, cosmetics, furniture, toys, house supplies, and much more. Ship your items to a Chinese address, and Channel Links will take care of the rest to ship your products to St. Kitts. If you wish to get your items much faster, Channel Links also offers air freight services. So shop on Alibaba, AliExpress, and other Asian shopping sites. Get low affordable prices and get your items shipped to you. Call or WhatsApp Channel Links in St. Martin at 1-721-554-4802, 580-0171, 580-0065, or 580-4834. Or you can email them at contact_us@channel-links.com. Channel Links, your shipping solution.
It's beautiful. He took one look at you and the angels started singing.
Another wonderful day.
What would would you say about staying here for a few months or like a year, just so that we can be together again and just live and love and laugh and have fun and breathe?
Why are you hiding out on a little Caribbean island, singing in a beach bar?
When I came here, I was at peace, and I never left.
This is the beating heart of Nevis. This is what grounds me, what feeds my soul. It's where I found myself.
I hope your life here will be full of joy. Love this island, my son. She will give you more than you can imagine.
Renowned writer Modest Downs has expressed his profound distress concerning the rising crime rates that have plagued his hometown of Vieux-Fort. As a native of the town, Downs is known for his literary works that have affectionately portrayed the lively culture, history, and people of Vieux-Fort. In a recent interview, he revealed his dismay at the growing crime problem that has harmed the town's reputation in recent years.
I wish to contribute to the discussion on the continued crime situation in our country, and in particular Vieux-Fort. I single out Vieux-Fort because I'm a resident of the town, and the state of crime, violent crime in particular, is very disturbing to me as a resident and as someone with responsibility, being a writer with some degree of prominence. I think it is time that the young men find alternative ways of dealing with the issues that confront them. Too often, the young men that kill each other, they are either friends, cousins, or other forms of relatives or relations. We need to find a way to curb this continued harassment of each other, this spoiling of the image of our town and of our country.
Vieux-Fort has witnessed a surge in violent crime, with a number of gun deaths in recent years. This alarming trend has raised concerns among residents and local authorities alike. New legislation was passed designating the town as an area of escalated crime, with troops from the regional security system brought in to subdue an alarming spike in gang violence and gunplay in the first quarter of 2023. Weapons were trained on innocent family members with deadly outcomes. He implores young men to disavow crime and violence.
So I wish to make an appeal to the young men of Vieux-Fort, of St. Lucia in general, to give up this attitude and this habit of killing each other, destroying each other's lives, shortening their existence on planet Earth, when they could make a more positive contribution and make a historical mark by their contribution in whatever sphere of activity to the development of our country and of our civilization. So young men, give it up and be more positive.
Downs believes that addressing the crime issue is crucial to preserving Vieux-Fort's identity and securing its future. He emphasized the significance of community involvement and collaboration in tackling the issue and called for unity and action.
I wish to make an appeal to parents, not only parents but relatives and close associates of criminals and would-be criminals. Too often I see with my own eyes parents who give incentive to their young men because they conduct themselves in a way that pleases their eyes or their ears, when in fact what they are pleased about is the bad attitude and disposition displayed by the young men. So I want to appeal to parents as well to older brothers and sisters to pull up your brothers, to pull up your sons, and tell them that the road that they're taking is not going to lead to anything positive. A shortened life is not a contribution to your existence. It's not a contribution to society. It doesn't help your family in any way. So pull up your boys, pull up your brothers, pull up your sons, pull up any young man in your area whom you know has a disposition towards criminality.
The writer does not think economic opportunities or the lack thereof is at fault, but rather that the violence is symptomatic of an anti-social syndrome.
There are too many young men who can be brought back onto the right path if certain social interventionist measures are taken, and we have social workers whose responsibility is to do that. It is up to the government of the day to direct those social workers, those community persons with responsibility, to take the appropriate action and bring activity, bring exercises or whatever it is into the communities when those young persons otherwise would not access those, if you want, those activities or those measures. Bring it to them where they are. If you have to have a workshop in Bruceville, do so. In fact, as a matter of fact, some time ago, I myself thought of having a 2 or 3 day workshop in Vieux Fort, bringing responsible persons to talk to young persons.
It is left to be seen if local leaders and residents respond positively to his call and commit to working cooperatively with law enforcement agencies to address this issue and restore Vieux Fort to its former glory.
Well, the Independent Police Oversight Authority, IPOA, now wants the Inspector General of Police to come out and address concerns raised regarding the planned deployment of Kenyan police officers to Haiti. Despite Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki defending the deployment, IPOA claims it has been sidelined in the matter, questioning the safety and level of preparedness of the officers. Our Coast Affairs reporter Kevin Mutai also reports that the United Nations Human Rights Advisor Lee Fong says that Kenya is among other countries which volunteered to deploy their forces to Haiti.
The Independent Policing Oversight Authority Chief Executive Officer Elema Halake claims that some of the crucial security agencies in the country are not part of the deployment plan for the Kenyan forces to Haiti. Halake says IPOA is unaware of the number of the officers, the unit which they will be drawn from, level of preparedness, and also raising concerns over the safety and welfare of the officers.
From where I sit as the CEO of IPOA, we don't know. It is part of the information we are seeking to understand from the IG. As I indicated, we are interested to know the process of selection. You know, how are we going to arrive at the number to be deployed out of the country? Who are these officers?
The United Nations Security Council voted on Monday to send a multinational force to Haiti to help combat violent gangs in the troubled Caribbean country. But questions on how Kenya was chosen as the lead country continue to linger. The United Nations Senior Human Rights Advisor saying that the Kenyan government volunteered to join other countries in fighting gang violence in the North American country.
This is actually some of the member states who had been asking various countries about their willingness to deploy as part of a multinational force, and Kenya had offered its its support in this regard. But one thing that has been, I think it's been recognized in the UN Security Council resolution, and also something which is very important, is that for any officers being deployed into another country, the issue of pre-deployment training is really important.
It is within IPOA mandate to ask what is the level of preparation for the officers who will be deployed out of this country. And I want to assure you that the Commission, the Chair and the Commissioners of IPOA are on this.
An advance team of the Kenyan officers are already in Haiti for a reconnaissance mission ahead of the deployment date, which is yet to be announced.
It is in our interest and in the interest of the public that the Inspector General of the Police responds or assures the public of these concerns.
Some of the resolutions by the UN Security Council include deploying for a period of 1 year with a review after 9 months, the US government pledging millions of dollars to help the mission.
Serikali kwanza itahakikisha tumepeleka ombi hilo katika bunge la Kenya kwa mujibu wa sheria ya Kenya. Kwa hivyo wabunge wa mabunge yote mawili mujitayarishe.
There is a need for the support to the Haitian security forces to be able to address the very serious issue of gang violence in Haiti and the impact that has on human rights for the people of Haiti.
More than 2,400 people have reportedly been killed in Haiti and thousands others displaced. The Kenyan government expressing confidence in restoring peace and stability in the war-torn country. Kevin Mutai, NTV, in Mombasa.
Now, the Israeli army is trying to calm fears after a false alarm sent people nationwide scrambling for shelter. Warning sirens rang out across northern Israel, and flares were fired at the border as people across the country were told to seek shelter over a possible aerial infiltration from Lebanon. The army now says the panic was caused by human error. Al Jazeera's Hoda Abdelhamid is in West Jerusalem. Hoda, we started talking about this with you maybe some 90 minutes ago. Do you want to recap everything that happened in the last hour and a half?
Yes, certainly. What we first got is actually this red alert app that most people here in Israel have on their phones that was pinging constantly about a possible hostile aerial intrusion in different areas along the northern border of Israel with Lebanon. And then we started hearing different statements coming out from different bodies. The most important one was coming out from the head of the regional council in northern Israel, and he was talking about 15 to 20 paragliders who would have flown across that border and landed in northern Israel. And he was saying that there were fighters or people on those paragliders. The army, though, wasn't saying much except calling on people living in those areas to go to the shelters, to lock themselves in, and to make sure that they have enough supplies to stay for a long time inside those shelters. And as you said, Cyril, this really caused a wave of panic in all that north area of the country among 2 million people who live in those areas, who scrambled to go to those shelters. But the army was saying that there could possibly be an infiltration, while the head of the regional council was continuing to say that there actually was an infiltration. Eventually, the army came out with a statement saying that their soldiers had been combing that area, that they haven't found anything, that there haven't been any rockets launched, there haven't been any infiltration or anything else. So we actually reached out to the spokesperson of the regional council there, and all we got as an answer was a text message saying, "You heard what the spokesperson of the army said, I have nothing to add." And this really comes to the heart, or just a demonstration about the level of anxiety, the level of fear that has really gripped this country since this war started a few days ago.
Hoda, can I get you back on our earlier track, to our earlier conversation, which was about the politics in this, because there was a significant development today. We know how politically this is all going to be structured around Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister now. You were explaining to us that they now have this sort of two-tier political system with a political unity government and a wartime cabinet.
Yes, and actually what we were talking about just now, well, the state of alert happened shortly after there was this announcement that finally Benny Gantz, who's the head of the National Unity Party, an opposition party, had reached an agreement with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about forming this emergency unity government. And it's, as you said, it's in two forums, two committees. You have the War Cabinet, where you would have the Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and Benny Gantz, the head of the National Unity Party, who is also a former Chief of Staff, a former Minister of Defense. You have other two people who are also on that cabinet, who are Danny Eisenkot, who is a former Chief of Staff as well, and Ron Dermer, who is a former Israeli ambassador to Washington. They are there as observers. Now, that cabinet is in charge of taking decisions on how to proceed with this war, whether it is in Gaza or whether things could expand on the northern border. Then you have the larger government, and that is called the Political Security Government. That includes the members of the ruling coalition, and with them Benny Gantz and other members of his National Unity Party. Now, their role is to from what we understand, is yes, to continue to be part of this emergency government, to deal with all other aspects of what is happening during this current war. Now, this emergency unity government is not allowed to legislate or to take any decision that is not pertaining to the war and to this crisis. Knesset, well, part of the deal is that Knesset is not allowed to pass any legislation that is unrelated to this war until this war ended. But we spoke to some Israelis, and many of them said that they were actually satisfied that they had reached an agreement, because at this particular moment, the leaders of this country, the political leaders of this country, should put all the divisions aside, and they are deeply divided. And those divisions were all the way up to the first day of this war, all the way up to when Hamas crossed that border fence between Gaza and southern Israel and then carried out those attacks. Well, people here want those aside, want to see these two main political leaders of this country standing together and trying to bring this country, steer this country towards the end of the war, to bring back security to this country.
That's Huda Abdelhamid reporting from West Jerusalem. Thank you very much.
During a press conference on the occasion of the IMF's annual meeting with the World Bank in Marrakesh on Tuesday, the director of the body's Middle East and Central Asia department insisted that the institution picked up speed to respond to challenges developing economies face in a shock-prone world.
The IMF is also stepping up. Between 2020 and today, the fund has provided about $80 billion through programs, emergency financing, and SDR allocation. 6 countries have also had arrangements approved under the newly launched Resilience and Sustainability Facility, including most recently for Morocco.
Debt sustainability is an issue. According to the IMF's latest Global Financial Stability Report, high inflation means central banks may have to keep interest rates higher, stretching the capacity of borrowers to repay debt.
Numbers suggest that there is a debt sustainability challenge. That's when you want to discuss debt restructuring issues, and that's when you enter, those kind of discussions. So I'm not sure there is a blanket debt cancellation solution out there. Hence, I think, this country-by-country focus, going through the numbers and then trying to address it, I think is what is needed.
The boards of governors of the World Bank Group and the International Monetary Fund normally meet once a year. This year's talks are taking place in Morocco until October 15th.
Sport.
The senior men's national football team will go into their third group match of the CONCACAF Nations League on top of League A, Group A on 6 points. This comes after victories against Curacao and El Salvador. On Friday, TNT will clash with Guatemala at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, and goal-scoring defender Alvin Jones, who makes his return to the squad, says the 2 wins certainly boosted the team's morale.
You know, always like to be representing my country. As I said, I think the 6 points did did us very good. You could see it in the training. You know, a lot of guys, the confidence is there. You know, so I'm very excited to be out there with the guys. You know, once more again to battle.
The Warriors are currently in camp preparing for the third-place Guatemala on Friday. Midfielder Nabil Hackshaw says the team has to be sharp and clear-cut to win, while encouraging the fans for their home support.
It's very important. Like, we need to stay focused even from now, because they're not coming to sit back. They want to get back on top, and we are the leaders. So I think it's very important for us to go out there and get the 3 points and stay on top and qualify. Just want the fans to come out and support us. I mean, we've been doing fine and doing good for most of it so far, and I think with the support coming from the fans, being a 12th man out there with us, it will be very important for us.
And Friday's match against Guatemala kicks off at 9 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time. Be there.